Over the course of time on YouTube, and most specifically in recent times, we have seen a development in something known as group channels or collectives. As the platform continued to flood with more and more creators, there were naturally people who met each other through the website and conventions such as VidCon that make similar content, have a lot of things in common, or just flat out like each other. And due to the growing camaraderie on the website, people decided to take the art of collaboration videos to the next step and started creating group channels where generally a handful of already established creators who have grown a strong rapport with each other link up and create a cove of creativity to make stuff together. We've seen it all over the place. Sidemen, Too Hype, Offline TV, FaZe Clan, they're constantly popping up what seems to be every other day. And I won't lie, there are some that I'm subscribed to, and even though I do like their content, there's always been something missing that I couldn't quite put my finger on. That is until my new favorite coalition of YouTubers was thrust into the world, and they are called AMP. Now, is there a possibility that I'm biased because I was a fan of every single one of these creators before they decided to join forces? Perhaps, but I'm here to make a sales pitch, not pour my heart out, so let's get to that. In order to properly move on with my points about the group, as usual, we gotta get the backstory out of the way. The group consists of 4 members: Agent Zero, Just Phantom, Duke Dennis, and I'm Davis. Actually, there's 5 if we count Waleed. So, shout out Waleed. Agent Duke and Davis rose through the ranks of YouTube through making content centered around the NBA 2K franchise, with Phantom creating a fan base through vlogs and story times. They all started to meet through, as I said previously, making collaboration videos playing 2K together and meeting up at events. Then, after a while, the 4 of them gave us the group channel named AMP, standing for Any Means Possible, which, side note, is an incredibly fire name. We're not going to kid ourselves here. Okay, I hope that was quick and concise because now we're going to move on to the fun part, and that is going through the reasons that AMP is the best group channel to grace the platform. The first thing I'd like to talk about is the atmosphere of their videos. When I look at other group channels' videos, even where the sub count is less than what AMP has, the thing that always detracts away from my viewing experience is the production value. Now, I am in no way knocking channels that have high production value. I am aware as an aspiring filmmaker how difficult it is to make some of the things that these channels put out and the coordination and weeks of work that needs to be put in. However, when I'm watching a group channel, the thing that I truly want to see more than anything else is the personalities of the members of the group shining through. And when the videos are on such a grand scale, the idea of the video can sometimes overshadow the people featured in it. Yet, when I'm watching AMP, it is clearly a production done by, at max, 7 people. And if you look at the videos that they are uploading to the channel, they are relatively simple ideas. And they use these ideas that practically everyone can get into as a backdrop to highlight the dynamic of the group. And speaking of the dynamic of the group, that brings me to the next point of the video. And that is the idea of the chemistry amongst the members. It is not an uncommon idea that whenever a group channel is made, another brand is coming into place. Although individuals are easy to market off of, having all of those individuals who have made it on YouTube pool all of their marketing skills together can make for a brand that is greater than the sum of its parts. And although that can be great to build up the profile of the members of the group channel as a brand, it unfortunately does sometimes lead to people treating it more like a brand than a group channel. What I mean by that is that sometimes members change their personas to be more brand friendly or put on a fake air of commercialism, which I absolutely cannot stand. In contrast, AMP, even though they have only been out for a couple of months, haven't even remotely deviated from the authentic nature of their personalities. They all seem to be thoroughly enjoying themselves on camera and have no issue with keeping themselves uncensored. Recently, they released a Hot Ones parody where they aired out all their dirty laundry about relationships inside and outside of the group, which is something that is always tiptoed around or just never addressed by groups that consider themselves a brand, which just adds to the authenticity and organic aura that AMP holds. Speaking of airing dirty laundry, this is the perfect segue to the next point I would like to bring up. Another rather prominent issue that I see in groups is that there is constantly one member who the group tends to goof on more than others. And at some point in the group's existence, that person comes out to the group about how much the constant ridiculing actually gets to them. And the rest of the group pretends to act shocked and then continues to do the exact same thing with the said member. Now, I'm not saying that AMP does not have that member, as it is clearly Davis, but there is a big difference in the mind state of AMP. First of all, I think it is fair to say that the clowning in the group is far more equally distributed, and at any moment, any member of the group could get it. It's not a situation of pointing out and honing in on one member and all of the mistakes they make during videos. It's more of a healthy environment where if anyone messes up or does something stupid, the rest of the members are going to clown on them. Also, there is a level of laxness in the group where people are able to just take jokes as jokes and not take them personally. If you have ever been in a good old-fashioned roasting session where everyone laughs it off right after the punchline, that is the exact vibe that this group gives off. And even though Davis truly does get the brunt of it sometimes, he does something that most other people in that role don't do. And he swings back. And when the back and forth happens, there's never even a minuscule amount of maliciousness to be detected. Everyone in the group is able to take it and dish it out, which is just such a refreshing feeling. It's just a group of friends messing with each other in an organic way, and I think that's something that has been missing from the platform since these type of channels were invented. Finally, we come to the most important part that takes AMP to an even higher level if that is plausible. And that would be the legendary Chris next door. An aspect that I have generally thought is pretty lackadaisical on group efforts is the editing. And the man Chris shines so heavily during the AMP videos. His editing adds another layer of entertainment to the channel, and you can tell that he puts in a good amount of effort to make these videos look super crisp. He also doesn't use his editing in a way that takes away from the creators on screen or adds a completely unrelated effect, clip, or sound that takes away from the blatant boring content, as many other channels in general just do. He uses it to accentuate and place emphasis on the way in which the group is acting and to amplify the hilarity that is happening on the screen. So, although everything about the group seems truly organic to me, I can enjoy the editing and how clean the final product looks without getting anything terribly over the top. So I mainly wanted to include this part to just send a shout out to Chris. Editing is such an important part of video making and can really make or break content, and it is generally overlooked for other aspects of videos. So one editor to another, shout out to you, bruh. All in all, and I hope this doesn't sound stupid, but AMP just has it. The amount of charisma that all of the members have and the fact that each of them has a very different type of charisma is so compelling. They all excel at unique things and they each fill a role in the group very well without falling into the stereotypes that often come with the roles that they are associated with. And I truly believe that AMP holds an essence of old YouTube, where it wasn't about the money or the multitude of ways you can use your platform to further your career. It's just a group of people who enjoy working with each other and genuinely enjoy the time they spend together. And I don't know if you can ask for much more than that. Alright everyone, that is it for today. Shout out to AMP for always bringing such immaculate vibes to the platform. I respect each and every one of you and the content y'all have been putting out during this quarantine. For those watching, thank you for that. If you enjoyed, you can like, comment, and subscribe. Follow us on Twitter at enter_tainment. And if you feel compelled to and want to support even more of this content, plus get some exclusive perks, donate to us on Patreon. And follow Banter for Two on Spotify for weekly podcasts. Again, thank you all so much for watching, and goodbye.